Picture this. A warm spring morning in Berlin. The city's zoo is alive with excitement. Children laugh, families stroll past cages and glass enclosures, and cameras click with every curious movement from behind the barriers. The polar bear exhibit, one of the zoo's most iconic, is drawing a crowd. 4 polar bears glide silently across rocky terrain and icy pools, embodying a raw, frozen majesty. Feeding time is near, and anticipation buzzes in the air. Keepers prepare behind the scenes. Visitors lean in, smartphones raised, eager for the perfect photo. But then, something breaks the rhythm. A woman steps forward. Her name is Mandy, 32 years old, unknown to the crowd, her face unreadable. No one suspects what's about to happen. Calmly, quietly, she climbs over a 3-foot wall. Then a line of hedges. And finally the outer wall of the enclosure itself. She doesn't hesitate. In one surreal moment she plunges into the icy moat below. Gasps rise from the crowd. Parents pull children back. The zoo's carefully constructed illusion of safety shatters. Mandy thrashes in the frigid water, her body jerking with every stroke. Above her, towering more than 1,000 pounds, one of the polar bears turns its head. It watches, curious. Then it moves. You don't need to understand polar bears to know this isn't a welcome. In the blink of an eye, the bear lunges. Mandy screams as teeth sink into her back. Her arms flail as she tries to escape. But this is no soft-furred teddy bear. This is a predator, a survivor, an apex creature adapted to crush seals with a single blow. She has entered its world and it responds the only way it knows how. Zookeepers rush to the edge, throwing life rings and chunks of meat to distract the bears. One keeper climbs down, risking his own life to shove the animal back. The bear snarls but releases her leg. Her blood stains the moat. Time slows. Every second is heavy. She's finally pulled out, alive, battered, bleeding. Rushed to the hospital with wounds to her arms, legs and back. She survives, barely. But the questions linger long after her rescue. Why did she do it? Later, the truth begins to unravel. She was reportedly depressed, recently unemployed, separated from her child. On Good Friday, a day marked by suffering and sacrifice, Mandy made a silent, desperate choice. Whether it was a suicide attempt or a cry for help, we may never fully know, but her actions nearly cost her life, and almost demanded the life of the bear. Yes, the bear. Let's not forget, had that animal's attack gone a few seconds longer, it would have been shot, killed. Not because it was evil, not because it was wild, but because a human made a mistake. And when humans cross boundaries, it's often the animal that pays the ultimate price. This wasn't the first time either. Back in 1994, a tourist in Anchorage, Alaska, climbed into a polar bear enclosure to get a better photo of the bear named Binky. She lost part of her leg. Binky bit her and dragged her. She survived, but, well, a part of her was left behind. A second visitor months later would be attacked too. Both incidents prompted worldwide headlines, but the bear? It became a meme, a joke, really. Photos circulated of Binky holding her shoe in his mouth like a trophy. Then there's Knut, the most famous polar bear in the world, raised by hand at the Berlin Zoo, bottle-fed in front of flashing cameras, adored by millions. Knut was proof, people thought, that wild could be tamed, that nature could be cuddly. But Knut died young, alone, suffering from encephalitis, a brain disorder that sent him spiraling into the water. He drowned in front of a crowd. Even stardom couldn't protect him from his fate. Time and again, people treat wild animals as toys, performers, or spiritual companions. We dress them up in our imaginations. We share their pictures online with cute captions. We point at their fur, their faces, their movements, and believe we understand them. But they are wild, and wild does not negotiate. Animal lovers, well, most of them mean well. They march for conservation, donate to shelters and volunteer at sanctuaries. Their hearts are big, often too big. But love doesn't mean you jump into a polar bear pit. Love doesn't mean you think you're some misunderstood animal whisperer. And here's the brutal truth. Just because you see them with bright colours on TV doesn't mean they're friendly. That roaring lion in the documentary isn't hugging the cameraman. That polar bear in the zoo isn't there to entertain you. They are called wild animals for a reason. It doesn't matter if you're brave, it doesn't matter if you're broken. A simple common boy won't just cut it. Nature doesn't care about your backstory. Let them be. Let the bears roam in their enclosures without drama. Let the zookeepers work without risking their lives. Let the animals be animals. And let us stop projecting our pain, our fantasies and our ego onto the wild. This event wasn't just a moment of madness, it was a mirror to how disconnected we've become from the reality of nature, from the untamable, from consequences. Because while humans debate freedom, survival and sympathy, the bear doesn't debate, the bear acts. That day in Berlin, no one died, but something was broken, a boundary crossed, a warning issued. Not every story ends with a funeral. Some end with scars, stitches and sobering lessons. This one should be remembered not for its spectacle, but for what it teaches us.